detective thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. Christmas film number 3. This is a one that we threw around ideas for Christmas movies to watch that were in the action genre, and we struggled mightily to find something. So we even talked about Jingle All the Way, non-action film. But we eventually fell on 2023's Silent Night. So before we get to that, Joe Jared, once again, I've watched nothing.
Yeah, right.
What do you got?
Not a lot since we saw each other last.
Well, it was only a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Really only continuing on the Hellraisers. So probably Hellraiser Deader would be the one to talk about.
And what
very
was
briefly.
that long?
Shit. I mean, the middle of the Hellraiser series is the pits. The only people in hell are us.
It's actually hell.
It is hell on the viewer. And Pinhead is fucking glorified cameo in
Is it Doug Bradley's gone by now, right?
No. I think he turns up for Hellworld and then he's gone.
Okay.
Is that correct?
That must be the one that's after. That must have been the one that I kept talking about.
This, yeah. So
because it was the first one without Doug Bradley.
Yeah. So Hellworld, I'm almost certain he's in that. And then,
are you expecting Hellworld to be a shit fight?
I'm expecting it. I mean, it's directed by the guy that directed the last 2.
And you were not keen on either of them.
I was not keen on it. Look, I can't even lay it at his feet. They're so fucking cheap, and they're just, you can tell that they're so far removed from.
Let me ask you something, Jared.
The Pinhead's just been grafted onto this shit.
I'm going to ask this question. What were Dimension sort of getting out of this? Were they making any money? And if so, how? Because they weren't putting it on in cinemas.
Well, they were punching them out. So these two
just putting them on fucking video store shelves.
Yeah, these two were shot back to back in Romania. The last two that this one and Hellworld, I think, were shot back to back in Romania. I also read that the Weinsteins tried to get Doug Bradley to sign on for a single contract for both of those movies. To which he got his agent or whoever his representation negotiated. No, we're going to get paid twice to be there. So for 2 films,
shit. They really cut corners, those pricks, didn't they?
Yeah. Hellraiser Revelations is the one you're thinking of.
There you
that's
go.
The one you mentioned. That's the first one that Bradley doesn't appear in, and
that's the one that's found footage.
I think that's the one that was done in a couple of weeks.
It was.
Yeah.
It looks that way too.
So you're telling me I'm pushing shit uphill for. I've still got 3 left to sort of round off the series. I'm not going to go back to the remake just yet. But I'm going to round off the series we talked about Revelations, Judgment, and after Hellworld, I think it's Revelations and Judgment.
Well, we talked about this just before we started recording here, was that this might be one of the worst franchises as far as quality is concerned.
Yeah. Well, you know,
1 and 2, I would say, were very good.
1 and 2 very good. 3
and
bit
4,
of fun.
okay.
4, got a bit of time for, but
then it's downhill.
It's
6 films of shit.
It is the pits of hell.
It is.
Like, it's just shocking.
It's like you've opened the fucking puzzle box. And
and as I said to you, initially I thought there was a bit of, you had to go to some lengths to acquire the puzzle box, and then you had to go through some lengths to open it. I mean, the last one, Carrie Werner fucking fumbles the thing and it just drops
it. She opens.
It's just everyone's fucking opening the thing. I mean, the Scott Derrickson one, at least the guy mentions, I love puzzles. Okay, so at least you've done a few crosswords in your time.
So I push on this and just open show.
You've done a Rubik's Cube in your time, so you're well equipped to handle this by this point in the series.
The remake, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen or heard anything further about a follow-up to that.
I think they were talking TV series, possibly.
Because I thought that was pretty decent.
Yeah, I thought it was solid.
It kind of got us back onto some ground as to what the Cenobites were for.
Yeah, and I don't know I don't know the response. Like, the critical response was reasonable, but I don't know whether it was a success by whatever measures they were going for, because I think it was another one that was...
Was it Hulu?
Hulu,
was it on Hulu, yeah.
Something like that. So
I just remember it being okay.
Yeah,
I didn't mind it. But yeah, it's a real shit show, that series.
Oh, it's a shocker. I mean, that middle 5 or 6, I'd put them side by side with Children of the Corn.
Oh.
I don't know which one's
With
better.
a lot of questions as to why. Why are these getting made?
Funnily enough, it was the same mob punching them out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Far out.
Horrendous.
All right.
Take some care, just a little.
We'll put a smattering more money into it. Go, instead of making 2 back-to-back in Romania, let's make 1. Pool those resources.
Still in Romania.
Yeah. I mean, we're not throwing the fucking baby out of the bathwater, Jared.
Not fucking throwing dollars at the thing.
I mean, we're talking modestly.
We're still pinching pennies here and there.
In Romania, labour and acting talent is cheap. Like, you need X number of Romanians in the cast, I believe, to do that.
Correct.
So take those 2, combine their budgets, and maybe punch out one that's like vaguely entertaining.
Yeah.
Because fuck, how much do you reckon the budgets were? I reckon $500,000. Would that be?
No, I reckon 1 to 2 range tops, surely.
Maximum.
Max.
And we know that Dimension were cutting corners left and right, so I suggest it's probably 1.
It's reported as 2, but it's 1.
Yeah, I know, for tax purposes.
Yeah. I mean, they were taking business lessons from Charles Band at that point. I think. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, you take this budget, you roll it into the next movie.
Yeah, you make 4 movies out of this. You tell them you made 1.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into it. Let's dive into here's the trailer for 2023's Silent Night.
Shots fired. All units, please respond.
Silent Night from 2023, directed by John Woo, who directed Broken Arrow, produced by Basil Awanek, who produced Sicario, Erica Lee, who produced Monkey Man, Christian Mercury, who produced Boy Kills World, and Laurie Tilken, who produced Redcliffe. It was written by Robert Archer Lynn, who wrote Dead Box. It stars Joel Kinnaman as Brian Godlock, Kid Cudi as Detective Dennis Vassell, Harold Torres as Player, and Catalina Sandino Marino as Saya Goldlock. The budget was $10 million. The box office was $11 million worldwide. For the film, Joel Kinnaman decided to try method acting for the first time and stopped speaking for the entirety of the shoot. The lack of communication left the actor feeling lonely, and after multiple start attempts, he decided that the silent car ride to his first day on set was long enough to get him excited for the film. That
Glad
was
it
a
worked for
piece
him.
of trivia, but fuck, Joel, I'd rather you spoke. All right, Jared. How do you feel about this one? Because I had not seen this. I assume you had not at the time.
I hadn't seen it to this point.
How do you feel?
Bit of a letdown. It runs with a unusual idea, but unfortunately, that seems to be its undoing.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to go silent, you've got to feed us the information in a different way, and it does that to a really small scale. But then when it comes to the story, it causes a lot of things to suffer. Like, we don't know the first thing about the crooks. They're just fucking a face. And so what they do beyond that doesn't really work to sort of spruce things up at all.
No.
Poor old Kid Cudi gets left with absolutely bugger all.
I mean, why do you hire the guy?
I don't know. And once, because from what I've seen of him, I think he's demonstrating that he's a pretty reasonable actor.
Yeah. So to me, it's like you hire this guy who can act, and then what do? You fucking shove him in the corner.
His
do nothing.
character gets nothing to do. He's not of assistance. He's not a complication. He's essentially just, he turns up in the last 5 minutes to help out.
Yeah.
That's
it's a
about
strange decision.
Once Kinnaman's on the track too, there's very little that puts him off it. Essentially, it's just set piece to set piece.
Yeah.
And the story really suffers from the silence. There's nothing that really kind of works about it, unfortunately. I thought it was going to... I mean, for all the things that perhaps, you like or dislike about John Woo, I thought this might suit him. I thought this going down this path of pure visuals might be playing to his strengths, but unfortunately it just doesn't. So,
no.
On the plus side, some of the action stuff is pretty good, but it's not enough. So I went with a 2. And I feel perhaps I may be overshooting the mark on your feelings there.
Look, only just. I went 1.5. I'm baffled as to what the silent angle was ever going to bring. Do you know what I mean? For a movie like this, the only way that works, in my opinion, if it's basically guy turns up to fucking, apartment block to just kill his way through everybody. We don't even have to worry about where he came from or why or anything.
Or you've got super strong sort of creative ideas to get the story to us another way.
Yeah.
And to build a character another way.
That's a difficult process. It would have been a difficult process. Part of the issue here is exactly what you said. Neither Kid Cudi or Kinnaman's wife, they are just superfluous. What's the point of them? We don't get anything out of them. We don't know anything about them. The villain is this faceless goon with this weird tattoo on his melon.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about him that we know.
Yeah. And initially when I saw that tattoo, I was like, okay, well, here we go. We're going to use that sort of thing as our identification. We don't really need names. We identify these guys by their
tattoos
physical features
or physical look.
But that was it. That turned out to be all it was.
Yeah. And I think that the action stuff, there are a couple of moments that I liked, but it's so lo-fi. The budget is clearly an issue because there's no real big ticket action scenes, which is what John Woo was kind of known for. Blowing things up big time.
Yeah.
That they seem really low tier because of the size of the budget, probably. And he just seems to repeat himself. Like each action scene looks exactly the same and seems to have the same elements and stuff.
Looks like it happens in the same place.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck me. And he hadn't made an American movie for 20 years. How in the world this dragged him back is just beyond me.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the interest in the challenge, but it just doesn't come together at all.
Not for a guy who's not known for his ability to craft story and stuff.
But
right?
But what I mean is he's visually very strong.
Yeah,
so if someone else has written it, perhaps he's looked at it.
But if I'm reading that script, I'm going, shit. I've got some fucking
got some work
hurdles
to
to
do."
get over.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because he seemed to be carving out quite a very, very productive career in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Like, for the last 20 years. He hasn't felt the need to come back to America.
Do you think he's going straight back there?
Yeah,
after this?
oh, fuck oath.
Yeah.
Like, this makes no sense to give him. Who the fuck decided
Well,
this?
I sort of disagree with that. I think it does make sense.
It probably makes sense visually, but it makes no sense for him to come out of, I guess, Hong Kong, unless, you know, it was really strong, the script. Maybe the script was better.
Yeah, maybe they changed
it got
some
chopped
things.
up.
Yeah. I feel like we'll hold the complaints. Get onto the likes.
I haven't got a lot
of
of likes, I'm not going to lie.
No, I don't have heaps.
The guy getting his head removed by the pointy end of a forklift.
Excellent. That was my first like too. I thought we're on. No, I thought, hey, shit, if this is all we get,
Holy shit.
if they're like this, that's
that
all
guy's
right.
head comes right off, and I was just
Yeah.
like, holy
It's there and then it's not.
And I was like, okay. This is,
shit.
if it's this kind of like high, violent sort of content,
Yeah.
I thought, okay, this probably looks all right.
Visually,
Visually, great.
great start.
There's a cool shot of him shooting through a target at a gun range, and every time a hole goes through it, you see more and more of his face.
Yeah.
Because all the groupings are in the same spot.
Yep.
I like that. I thought that was stylish. There's a punch up with the guy who's gagged.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not
early
bad, not bad.
going. It's kind of raw too. It's kind of
Yeah.
like two blokes just slugging it out. Although again, I always like to ask, and I know I should suspend disbelief, but how many times can you get punched in the face and not go fuck?
Yeah.
I'm about to go down.
Or even just go, fuck, that hurt.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
obviously Kinnaman can't, but
No, he can go.
yeah, I fail to believe. I will get to that later, but I agree. I thought that one was pretty good because it was just. It also showed that he wasn't quite prepared as he thought he was.
Yes,
Like,
I did.
He's
but
He's coming in armed up, but then he fucking loses a knife. He gets whacked
Yeah.
a couple of times. Like, you know.
I did understand what they were going for there. It's kind of got a dislike and a like, that one. But the early going of it is quite good because it's kind of like, yes, he loses the upper hand.
Yep.
But then the fight is kind of down and dirty. You know,
Yeah.
they're really sort of slugging it out.
Yeah, it's got a touch of Roddy Piper and Keith David about
David
it.
smacking each other in the fucking alleyway.
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah,
The car exploding inside the garage
yeah.
in slow-mo. I kind of like that. That looked cool.
Yep.
The way it was shot.
Yeah,
Kind of all the flames go underneath and it's in slow motion. It's the only time the slow-mo works for me, personally, in the film, but it does look cool.
Yep.
And the last one for me, and fuck, we have
Jesus,
run
you
through that
fucking
quick.
ripped through that
Yeah.
quick. I've got a few that we can talk about.
Slide in, come in, because my last one is more the finale.
Yeah, okay. Well, Joel Kinnaman, I like him as an actor. I think he does okay with what he's got. Serviceable. I think he handles it reasonably well and actually plays one or two of the moments reasonably well. Like, I look at something like when he's in his son's room, and I take it that he kind of falls asleep or something. But the way they shoot, it's like his son's there, and I kind of liked.
He's also got the
some of that
right
stuff.
physique.
Yeah, he's got
that
the
type of thing.
physicals.
He's pretty tall, solid cat.
Yeah, so I like him as an actor, even though he's got caught in some middling stuff along the way. There's a couple of small ways that I think they do the story. What I was looking for on a bigger scale, things like using the calendar to pass the time, like simple stuff.
That's fine.
But I was expecting more of that sort of thing, like using things to show us, where we're heading.
I could
to get
also
some of the
have used
emotion
more
out.
text messages and things like that. Maybe
Yeah,
just
a handful, because I think obviously the challenge that these guys have set themselves is let's tell the story in silence. That required a bit more than what they gave, but those were the hints of things.
There were
that I sort of
moments
liked.
where it's clear that they probably thought, shit, we were onto something.
Yeah,
here.
and there's moments where you think, more of this is what we need. We don't get it, but I'll give them credit for a couple
of moments that were okay.
Blindly shooting the guy on the roof, and then we all know what's going to happen, but they hold it for a little moment.
Yeah.
and the blood comes down and he comes sliding down. Like, I thought that was quality. That's where you get a little bit of value for money from John Woo. Comes with a massive dislike, but
I look forward to hearing what
but
that is.
solid. And the motorbike rider being driven into a pillar or the post of some sort. Like, I mean, fuck, if we can't get a sound there, like, I was just half expecting it. Like something.
Oh, God! Because he gets really fucking piled into that thing, doesn't he?
And it's shot well where you
From the
really
back, isn't
fucking
it? You can
feel
kind of
it.
see it, yeah.
Yeah. They're in the car, but then they go out of the car, and you see the car just kind of go, vroom, and he goes, and just like stops dead.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was. He comes in with some real pepper too.
Imagine being the stunt man on the end of that shit.
Yeah. I got a bit of Georgie Miller about that sort of stuff. So.
Is he all right? Don't worry about him.
Don't worry about him. He's still fucking.
Tell him to get up.
He's only half mashed onto the pile.
Okay, look. If he heads to the hospital now, we can bring him back in a week's time.
Yeah.
My last like was when him and Kid Cudi join up at the end in the actual place. The shootouts get a little bit crisper. They look a bit
Crisp,
better.
clean.
Yeah, there's a nice one where Kid Cudi turns around with the two guns and just goes fucking takes out all those guys at the stairwell. A couple of those look really cool.
And there was a couple of John Woo-ish touches, like when the girlfriend comes out and they've got that fucking light streaming behind and the smoke and shit. Probably a little too much slow-mo again, but
Fucking
a
hell,
couple of John Woo flourishes that worked out all right.
Yeah,
that sort of stuff.
agreed. So that the finale is probably the best bit of the movie from the action standpoint for me.
In a sense, I probably liked the initial one first when he I probably liked that a little better. The initial one first. That's good. Good English speak there.
That one. The first one or the next one?
The first one when he throws the guy through the staircase, and then, as we said, goes through the motions and realises he's not quite there. He loses the knife. You know, they're fucking crawling through the laundry and all that. I thought that one was the best one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I agree with you that the back end was reasonably strong on that front.
Yeah. Anything else from you?
No.
Dislikes. The decision to go with no dialogue is just it's fucking head scratcher when you realise if you're looking at a script and you're thinking, Jesus Christ, we don't know anybody here.
Well, not necessarily head scratcher from why they did it. But it almost looks like I've got a great idea. We call it Silent Night. It's set around Christmas. We start there. That gets you over the line. Someone goes, bang, green light.
I guess when you're looking back on the product before you're about to release it, you'd be thinking, fuck.
Yeah, that's the point where you think
the head's starting to get scratched.
This didn't work out like we wanted it to.
Yes.
But in terms of like making this movie,
it might have been better.
You can see like the elevator pitch works.
I mean, in the 90s, this would have got greenlit instantly with a budget of like 200 million.
Yeah. Isobar, scrap that.
Jesus Christ.
200 mil for this one.
Exactly. We would have fucking thrown money at this because it's the elevator pitch, the one-line pitch.
Yeah.
And it would have probably got...
And when I heard that sort of stuff, I thought, this sounds okay. This sounds like a decent sort of idea to run with.
I had higher
an interesting idea to run with. Yeah, something a little different. Let's see how it pans out. Didn't quite pan out because as you said, it becomes the probably the biggest flaw of the movie.
Yes, is that we don't know any of the characters. We don't even know Kinnaman that well.
No. I mean, I went onto Wikipedia and read the rundown afterwards. And I was seeing names and like names and characters, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't get this.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
It's
I didn't even fucking know. The only one that they gave us a decent name and they did it reasonably well was the detective because he puts his card down
business
on
card.
the thing.
Yep.
Which was,
and that's what I'm talking about. That's
perfect.
the small touches where you're like, okay, you know what you're doing here. But once we get into the mix, into the actual revenge aspect and all that, it's the biggest flaw of the movie.
Yes.
And as you said, like, not only the fact that we don't know anything about anybody. We don't know the goons. We don't flesh out the goon any more than he killed your son. Okay, that's a pretty strong sort of motivation, but we've seen it a million times. We need a bit more.
But we had things like the girl who was clearly a heroin addict and all that.
Yep.
And then they have these moments where it looks like he's showing sort of sympathy towards her, but fuck, like, it's not earned because we don't know her.
And I'll tell you the other biggest problem about the silent thing. You sort of stepped around it before. Like, why don't all the set pieces have a distinct visual style?
Yeah.
You know, we did
different
this in this location.
Different locations.
Yeah. I mean, it's Christmas. We set this one at a fucking giant Christmas tree, so all the colouring's like red and green or something. Like,
we have a shootout in a fucking department store.
Yeah. Like, why is it not all distinct and very Christmassy themed? I mean, at the end, I was getting vibes of the fucking like star on top of the tree kind of lighting. But prior to that, it's all just murky, grungy fucking warehouses, and it just doesn't fucking work to me.
And look, I'm going to have a bit of a shot at John Woo.
Okay, I can't wait.
But when you
are you gonna have to sort of run this back later on, a la me and sort of Dolph Lundgren?
No, I don't think so.
Retrace
I don't think so somehow. And it's the thing is that I think Woo needs a bit of budget, right? And this movie has no budget. And you know, when Woo's got money to work with, so let's say Face Off, Broken Arrow, Hard Target, he can up the set piece ante.
Yeah.
And his visual style probably works better when you are fucking blowing things up left and right.
I noticed you didn't mention Mission Impossible 2 there.
I did not. But he had money for Mission Impossible. I mean,
no, see, look,
Mission Impossible 2 is garbage.
I'm kind of here nor there on this one because I don't know how much control he had. Did he have the control to say, listen, I want a different setting, I want very distinct lighting, I want the costumes of the people to stand out in this scene? Did he have...
I don't know.
Because I think in terms of the action and a few of the flourishes, he gets a little bit of mileage. So I don't know how much of it is his fault, but I can hear what you're saying. Like,
look, let me just get it straight out of the way. I think the guy's overrated. I think people have been tossing around legendary action director John Woo based upon
willy-nilly.
Hard-Boiled and The Killer, which are Hong Kong pictures. None of them are related to the ones in America because although something like Hard Target, Broken Arrow and Face Off are all enjoyable pictures, they're not what you would call action classics.
Action junk or action crap?
No, they're junk. They're junk. But you know what I mean? Like, nobody's going, any of those three movies are action classics, right?
A small group.
Small group of people
are.
might. Nobody's saying Mission Impossible 2 is an action classic.
I don't think.
Not even TC, mate.
If they are, I'm leaving.
And TC has spun many fucking movies in his time, and even he doesn't want to talk about fucking Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
Right. And when I say he's overrated, I'm not saying I don't think he has some talent, because he does. He knows, he knows how to do action.
Yeah.
But I feel like his style has become very just
surface level.
Yeah. He trots out the same fucking things every single time. I mean, we didn't see any doves this time, so I guess he's come a bit further forward.
Okay. Yep.
He just trots out it's a bit like Michael Bay. When Bay was in his early going, like, we kind of loved that shit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Armageddon, The Rock, like, we were in for this sort of high octane, fast cutting and shit. And then by the time the fucking Transformers series was over, we wanted the guy to go away.
Well, it wasn't even over by movie 2.
Yeah, we were like, fuck,
filthy.
This guy's style is starting to piss me off.
Yeah.
And I think Woo's a bit the same, but he's been trading on this reputation based on movies that were made a long time ago.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say I can't necessarily really back you 100% on this one because I haven't seen enough of his Hong Kong work.
I would like to see his Hong Kong work because I probably, I'm basing it on what I've seen.
I actually need to see Hard Boiled. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So I need to sort of tick that off the resume and watch a couple of his other ones. But yeah, I hear what you're saying in terms of the American work. a lot of it's middle tier.
Well, it's middle tier, but also if you wanted me to, if you were putting John Woo and George Miller and saying which one would you like to take to direct this movie, George Miller, any day of the fucking week.
If it's got cars in it, certainly.
Just because Miller will try and do something different.
Yeah.
Like those movies that he makes, there's always like fucking. We talked about Fury Road. There wasn't one action scene that wasn't different. In that entire movie, every fucking sequence was different.
Well, as I said to you, Furiosa. I'm like, I've seen fucking. I'm not really gonna throw Thunderdome in there because it's fucking doesn't have a lot of car stuff in it.
No,
but the guy's made 4.5 movies of really strong sort of. By the time I'd seen Furiosa, it was sort of 3 and a bit movies of really strong work with fucking cars. And as I said to you, there was one point with the fucking War Boys and shit like that where, again, I've gone, fuck,
yeah,
George.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting
he's
this.
found something else. and again, they're different directors, I get that, but I'm looking for difference in your action. Because action stuff can become so fucking generic.
Well, Miller's probably done similar things, but as you said, he finds ways to fucking excite you almost every time.
And I felt like in this one, Woo's just it's resting back on the usual shit. There's too much slow-mo again, and it doesn't work here. And watching those fucking there's back-to-back car chases. I was just like, have we actually separated this, or is it just fucking same thing going on and on and on?
You're filthy.
It turned out we had separated.
We had separated,
but it just was nothing there.
Yeah,
and I felt like it seems like a weird choice. Apart from what you said, he got the initial pitch and thought this could work for me because visually, that's where I'm at my best.
Yeah.
It just seems like a strange. It seems beyond that. He seemed to be doing all right in Hong Kong.
Okay.
He's probably looking back on this and going, "Fuck,
all right,
should have just stayed in Hong Kong."
Fair enough. Yeah, I think looking at this one specifically, he's almost fucking certainly booked his flight.
Yeah, he was fucking flying back instantly.
Yep.
The villain is also really undercut.
Well, again, by the same problem.
Yeah.
Just there's no development whatsoever in the methods that they take. We know nothing about him other than he's a generic fucking head of a drug dealing group. There's
one moment where they try and make out like he's kind of like the Pied Piper, when all the kids are around and Kinnaman sort of pulls out a knife and then nothing comes of it because there's all those kids around. They're all sort of looking up to him.
Which you can see what they're going for, right? Like, you've killed a kid, but here you are fucking
you're still
having the gall to act like you're king shit with them. Or,
The gall, Jared.
The gall. The outright gall.
The gall. But it doesn't... I didn't even know his fucking name.
No, I didn't know his name was Player. I fucking obviously missed that. I was watching, but I was...
I was pretty fucking... I wasn't exactly switched
I wasn't
on.
necessarily Googling. I was doing a bit of cooking at the same time. That's how invested I was at certain points.
Plus, he has no arc. No one's got any arc.
No.
Like, even
including Kinnaman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no arc to the guy.
No. He is basically just, okay, here we go. I've gone from happy to... They've taken my life away, and that continues until the last moment where he's like, okay, well, I killed the guy that took my life away and got a little bit of closure. That's it.
That's about it.
Yep.
It takes way too long to get to the action.
Oh, it's fucking
at least
sluggish.
It's almost... Is it close to an hour before we really start fucking getting into it?
Yeah, I think so. After he's shot, it's so sluggish. The middle feels like an extended montage of him gearing up.
Yeah, but this was the other thing. Just to get to that... I've never seen a bloke go from fucking... We have nothing to work with other than it looks like he's a building contractor. Is that...
Yeah, something
the gist I got? Nothing to indicate he has any skills with a weapon, he wasn't an ex-MMA fighter or something.
No,
He wasn't,
but that's what he's building up at him. He's watching a few YouTube
how long
videos.
is he doing
punching
it?
a bag.
He's doing it for a couple of months.
But that's what I mean. Yeah, they run through the calendar. They give us the calendar to say, yeah, there's a few months. Fuck, I'd need
Jared,
6 years. And even then, I'd probably throw a punch that's not quite the power that's required.
But he becomes fucking the best marksman in the world. Fucking drives a car better than anyone.
Yeah.
And also learns how to stab people.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't.
In a couple of months. Like,
Yes.
it's fucking, it should have been
But as
the
I said,
whole 12.
it feels like an extended Rocky montage.
But even that,
with a few bits. I mean, it's a Rocky montage that's been stretched out to fucking 45 minutes. But in the middle, there's 1 to 2 scenes of him gathering info.
it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is why this sort of shit sometimes doesn't work, Jared. In the review I read, which was also fairly low in terms of its, it was a 2 out of 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
But it mentioned other revenge films around the same time. John Wick, Nobody, and Sisu.
Mm-hmm.
And all those films are stronger, but they're all protagonists who have skills already.
Yep.
Like, so, I mean,
we can kill you with a fucking pencil.
Exactly. You could put me through a fucking training regime for a couple of months and I am not killing 20 million guys.
No.
Because I know you have to suspend disbelief, but fuck, you can't. It defies any logic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he's also rippling, mind you.
Fuck, if that only took a couple of months, I might be interested in fucking trying it. But it takes more than a couple of months.
Well, steroids, Jared.
I didn't eat him eating. I didn't see him eating one fucking chicken sandwich the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Or tilapia
ripped.
or whatever it is.
Yeah, plenty of tilapia and
fucking beans.
a lot of oats. Fucking more oats. I mean, you cannot fit another oat in your fucking mouth, according to Ronnie Coleman.
I know. Yeah, but he also eats 3 chickens at lunch. He does. I saw him in his
3 chickens.
Absolute fucking peak of his bodybuilding.
Oh, good
he was
Lord.
eating. His lunch was fucking disgusting. And I'm not saying disgusting in terms of what it was, just the amount.
The amount. Yeah.
Like, I recently, a slight segue, I recently went on 2 weeks of, like, bulk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was all the workouts were, like, strength.
Oh, I bet it's a dirty bulk too. It's not a clean bulk.
Well, Jared, we ate fucking KFC numerous times.
Yeah. It's a fucking filthy bulk.
Exactly. And obviously, I was concerned when I heard a young KFC worker yell out, "The chicken's not cooked." I was clearly concerned my bulking phase would fucking end.
Just as yours is being delivered.
My bulking phase would end with a nasty case of
very quickly turns into a cutting phase when you fucking shit out 3/4 of your body weight.
Exactly. But I did 2 weeks, right? So it was all strength. It was all heavy weights.
Yep.
Shit
Bronzy
like that.
style.
Bronzy style. Proper rest days and all that. Protein coming out of fucking ears. Eat the steak for breakfast. This kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
I put on 1.5 kilos in that 2 weeks.
Yep.
Right? And I can tell you, fucking half of it's mud.
Ronnie Coleman's looking at you going, lightweight.
Lightweight, baby. So I put on, half of it is fucking guts. The rest of it might have gone to muscle. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny.
3/4 of it are currently stuck in your lower intestine. Ready.
I'm waiting for an enema as we speak. But Ronnie Coleman, I mean, fuck. I felt sick eating maybe 2,800
2 chickens for lunch.
2,800 cal maybe a day.
Yeah.
Maybe 3,000 if I'm at the top. And fuck, there were days where like I'd get to dinner and I'd be like,
I can't.
trying to force feed myself.
Yeah.
This prick was eating like 10,000 cal.
Yeah. I saw him reacting to a video of someone trying to attempt his diet, and the dude had like 1 meal of the oats, and he's like, I can't fucking eat another I can't eat another mouthful.
What was Ronnie doing?
Ronnie's sitting there going, yeah, I was eating more than that.
Or fucking Michael Phelps eating 20,000 calories a cunt.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
but A, you can't get ripped like that in a couple of months, I wouldn't have thought. Without a personal trainer.
No, shit no.
You can't become fucking...
He had one kettlebell. That's all we saw.
Yeah. I need a full fucking weight setup, minimum. You can't become the world's greatest marksman by just going out to a fucking gun range and shooting constantly. You can't become fucking... You just can't become any of this shit in a couple of months.
No.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, it was hard to buy.
it strains credibility. Whereas I feel like they should have gone down the route of exactly what they went with the first fight.
Oh,
He's not quite there.
It's not easy, and it's not. Yeah. And as you kind of pointed out, they've gone. Seems very consciously they've gone with average Joe.
Yeah.
Who's going to take revenge? It's funny that you mentioned nobody as a point of kind of reference. I can't remember that specifically, but didn't he already have a background?
Yes, he did.
He'd just gone away from it.
He was average Joe who used to be a fucking killer for the CIA or something.
Yeah,
shit. It was just information he was holding back from his family.
So we don't go for any of that.
And obviously John Wick, was
talk about a background.
a fair old background on him.
Yeah.
And Sisu was a bit the same, wasn't he? Like,
yeah, he sort of
like Danish fucking special forces.
Yes.
So,
and Sisu was similar in the sense that there wasn't a whole lot around it.
Yeah.
But it was done in such a fucking stylish fashion, and it's
quite nasty,
it to
I
this,
believe,
it's
too.
very different. Yep.
Okay, let's move on, because fuck, I kind of, I feel like I've run through that pretty well.
Yeah. Look, Christmas card to the detective. That's the sort of shit that we like. Why was it just one?
Yeah.
That's the sort of shit that's like, okay, well, how's he gonna fucking?
This is how he communicates
talk about
with him.
Fitting with the season.
Yeah.
A little greeting card with this shit on it. Great. That's what we needed that we were lacking. I mean, I can see perhaps they think, oh, this is goofy if we do that a lot, but a similar vein, because there's nothing about the film other than him wearing a fucking ugly sweater that tells you this is Christmas.
No.
So why even bother calling it Silent Night? This is what I mean. Why it feels like just we've got the title and the. We've got the title and the concept.
There's a couple of times you hear Christmas songs on the radio or something, but that's about it.
That's about it, and that's what I mean. Like, looking at how it ended up, fucking, I wish you'd have gone back and just, as you said, department store in full fucking regalia. Like bloody department store Santa on the scene, kids and things like that.
Shit getting
we
blown
have
up.
Something there.
A massive shootout. Like
we have a fucking big blue at like the fucking. I don't know where it is, the bloody, isn't it like Rockefeller Center or something, where they have the ice skating and a massive Christmas tree. It's like, fucking do something like that.
Yeah, it feels like nothing, that none of that was ever thought of. Or
No.
Just like, well, fuck, it's at Christmas, that's so we can call it Silent Night. It's meant to be at Christmas.
Yeah.
But we're not going to bother to actually show.
Lean in. If you're going to play Silent Night and have the jingles and all that sort of shit, do something of the season.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. And fuck me, the main character would be so difficult to be around. He's such a morose fucking twat.
He's got reason.
I know he's got reason to, but fuck, like there's no humanity to him.
Are you telling us we should have the Silent Night? It's a Wonderful Knife approach of the parents just saying, "Hey, it's been a year. You gotta get over that.
Get over this. Come on." No, what I mean is there needs to be something to give him some shades or some complexities that he's not all just a fucking, like, I know that.
Well, it's like you said. There's no arc to it. There's no the stuff with the wife falls shy because it's all in the letter at the end, but there's never any other response from him to fucking.
There should have been a moment when he reconnected with her or something. Silently, of course. He asked her out on a date by just rigging up
Secret
and
Santa.
And she was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, he started to reconnect with her or something, and there was a little bit of happiness in his life, for fuck's sake.
Mm.
It was just...
I also would have liked to see, like, some point, the goons, as you said, we show them with the kids. Well, how about we show him fucking enjoying Christmas in some way, like, and he takes that as a fucking affront.
Yeah, because they were like the classic dudes snorting fucking nose beers off the tables and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, I know we're drug dealers, but Jesus Christ, you know.
Yeah, Goons Christmas party.
But it should have been. But Jared, it should have been he had kids.
Possibly.
Yes, like that. And near the end, he has to make a choice.
Yeah.
Will he fucking kill
He fucking
the kids
storms
still?
in dressed as Santa and then goes, ho, ho, ho.
That's the only words that get spoken is him going, ho, ho, ho. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, to show that the guy actually, the villain actually has a sort of a soul.
Yeah, yeah.
He has
like
children.
That. Yep.
He's not all bad. Like, and, you know, you've got to have something. It's interesting. I came across a very brief video of Mads Mikkelsen talking, and they asked him about villains, and he said, "Well, yeah, you don't have to like them, but you have to humanise. Like the villain's got to be human.
Yeah, there's got to be something there.
Yes, it's got to be more than just fucking outright villainy.
Yeah,
and this is what this was. This guy was just
an outright villain here, right? So you're talking about shades. There was not a
single shade. And he was punching lines of coke like it was going to have action.
God, yeah. Maybe what's his name should have walked in and he's fucking overdosed from all the lines, and
but also,
Kinnaman's like, oh fuck,
they drop off that
takes my fucking revenge away.
Yeah, they drop off the parcel that he drops with a couple of fingers in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And he doesn't even stop snorting coke to have a look.
I mean, they haven't even gone with not even one section where it's like, there's so much cocaine on the screen, let's treat it like fucking snow.
Exactly.
You know, it's slow-mo, Johnny Woo, it looks like a snow globe, but it's fucking cocaine.
A shootout in a coke factory, there's fucking coke flying everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
we should fucking just remake this movie right now.
Jesus, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Coming back to the blood on the windscreen, that was definitely CGI, wasn't it?
Yes.
It looked fucking awful.
Most definitely.
Oh, when it started coming down, I was like, oh, yeah, this is good. And then I saw it and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But why are we using CGI blood in a $10 million picture? Like, you've got a special effects team that can easily just
especially for something like that, where it's like this is gonna be a bit of a
it's gonna be a nice shot.
Let's make sure we I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I love the calendar, but I had to just fucking chuckle when all he writes is kill them all.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
The notes weren't necessarily the strong part.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It just feels lazy because we're not using any dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
We better let people know.
I think we got that part. I think we got that part.
Yeah, we got
Give
that.
us something else.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know, Mum's birthday.
Oh, yeah, must buy fruitcake.
Plum pudding.
Must bring fruit and cream to Mum's place on
Christmas celebration, which I'm going to brood all the way through.
Yeah, brood? Fuck, I am not going to talk one time.
Yeah.
All right. What have we got here? Yeah, okay, look, just coming back to the fact you're watching YouTube videos to find out how to fucking kill people.
Yeah. I think he was watching a bit of Rex Kwon Do by the look of it. Like.
Honestly. Like, that was just stupid.
Yeah. There's got to be some level of practice.
Practice, but also, I just would have preferred the Joe Blow who's so fucking angry.
Yeah.
With no skills whatsoever, but he's just so fucking angry that he's just decides to do this.
Running on fucking adrenaline.
And we're talking about bashing people's heads in with hammers and shit, you know, like not...
Well, that's what it looked like in the trailers, what it was going to be. I mean, if he's watching YouTube videos, I was half expecting him to pull out like a fucking Boston Crab and wonder why that's not working. Like,
yeah.
Drops a big leg, Hulk Hogan style. Fuck, I thought that was going to work.
But do you know what I mean? So that it would have made that opening fight scene more palatable too. Yeah. Because it's like, he doesn't have the skills, but he's so fucking angry that, and he's got his blinders are on.
Yes.
And he doesn't care if he gets killed.
No, yeah, I get you. I think you're right on that
An Australian film from a while back, it was pretty cheap, but it had a kind of a revenge. It had a revenge aspect, and it was exactly that. It was called The Horseman, and it was exactly that. He had no fucking skills.
Yeah,
but he was just so angry
couldn't
about
even ride a horse.
Couldn't even ride a horse. But
He was just called the
But
men.
Jared, he got one of them, tied him up, and attached some fish hooks through his scrotum.
Right.
And continued
Jesus
to pull
Christ.
them in an effort to get information out of him.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I'm giving it up before the fucking hook's even
Yeah,
through.
I'll tell you what you want to know. Fuck. Not through there. Not them. Shit, I need them. Okay. The fight with the gag guy, although I liked it, I felt it went on a little too long. I would like to have perhaps seen it just slim down just a little bit, because it goes on a little bit too long, and it kind of it sort of got to the point where I was like, oh, let's just fucking get this over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no tension to it after a while.
How many episodes now have we decided that something should be shorter? I think we need to check out.
Every single episode.
We need to check our own attention spans.
You know what? This was 100 minutes, Jared, and it has no right to be 100 minutes.
It didn't.
85.
Too much slow-mo. Yeah.
Too much slow-mo,
85, for sure.
The car chases and that whole thing involving the gang war.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, what
That
was
needed
that?
to be shorter.
that needed to be cut
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah.
It made no sense because he didn't even save the cop,
No.
which I felt would have been good. It showed he still had some,
What did he do? I thought he did. He grabbed her in
he
the
grabbed her, he
fucking
pulled her
door
in, but
and
she died.
Yeah.
And then he just pushed her back out.
You're dead weight at that
Fucking
point,
hell.
Adam.
And he even gives this facial expression like, oh,
Oh,
fuck.
shit.
It's like, no, he should have saved her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, that's how Kid Cudi gets involved.
Yes.
He goes to the cop's bedside, and the cop, instead of speaking, draws a fucking one of those sketches.
He hands her an etch a sketch and she fucking... You've actually pointed out another issue with the silent part. Like, the lengths they go to have other people not talk are often ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Because all those drug-fucked cokeheads are
But
talking
they're not
a mile a
stopping
minute.
talking. Yeah, that's right. Just shut up, dude. Like...
But that sequence was lacking.
Yeah.
I don't
Definitely,
like it was, and
definitely.
it was badly shot.
And it was another one that was
badly-
just in a grungy grey backgroundy.
Well, it's just on a shitty street somewhere in a like a kind of like a industrial area,
Yeah.
and a lot of them were in that
Yeah.
because there was back-to-back car chases. There was that one,
Yeah.
and then there was the one with the villain's kind of henchman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who they have a throwdown, and look, I didn't mind that shot where he puts the gun up to under his chin and shoots through the top of his head. But they have a nice little throwdown, which I felt like probably could have gone a little longer.
Yeah.
But then, that, and again, the only reason we know he's different is probably because I think he's got some tattoos on his face as well, but they're
he
different.
does. Yeah.
My last one is, how many times can you be shot in the fucking chest whilst wearing a bulletproof vest and then still get up?
It's not many.
It's one.
Yeah.
It's one or two.
But the
Best.
other thing,
Not 15.
the other thing about it, for the rest of for the entire movie prior to that, it's like everyone's shooting blanks
Yeah.
because he's from the get-go, the very opening sequence.
Yeah, but he's
the guy's
running down
firing-
that
He's
alley.
running down a fucking straight alley, and there's a guy just firing off rounds.
Indiscriminately with AK. Like, he
With
definitely
impunity.
cuts him down. He definitely cuts him down.
Yeah,
They run him over. The revenge
so to
doesn't
have him
happen.
come in there and then just start copping him left, right, and centre, and still just get up, it's like, what are we going for? Which way are we going?
He
here?
really cops it from the bad guy. From the major villain.
Yeah.
Takes fucking 6 or 7 in the chest.
Yeah.
Then just leaps up and takes him down. It's
Yep.
like, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead. There was
Fucking
no
oath he is.
need for that shit. If you're going to if you're going to do that, you need to make sure that he's not getting shot 20 fucking times. I got a mate of mine who he just got sick of these movies, and I remember asking him, "Why don't you like them anymore?" He's like, "Well, fuck, I can't believe any of them."
Oh, I mean, fuck. Can't believe any fucking movie.
I know, but he's like, I don't need to see a bloke get punched in the face like 15 times, and then just kind of, he's got a cut on above his eye, and he just gets up. Yeah. Like, he kind of he preferred his more grounded films, I think is what was happening. Which is
fair enough, yep.
And this was right over the edge of that.
Oh, well and truly. Well and truly.
That was it for me.
I had one more.
Oh, what is it?
Like, seeing the future if the kid was still around. I want to talk about fucking unearned or falling a bit shy. Like,
we didn't even know the kid.
No, we'd fucking forgotten all about that. The wife had been sidelined for how long? The kid, the stuff about the kid was all well and truly gone, and there was no emotional fucking connection to anything with Kinnaman for the last hour of the movie. Like, well, fucking not even the last hour. The last hour 15 probably.
Yeah. So the kid, we didn't even know the kid's like any of the background or anything. Like,
no.
We didn't even know the kid's name. What was the kid's name?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. It was on Wikipedia, but I didn't pick it up.
Again, when you're cooking a fucking 400 roast chickens to eat later on, you usually don't know.
Yeah.
I agree that like they were going for an emotional angle.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, people, like you haven't earned any of this at all.
Yep.
It was just a waste.
Yeah. It was just kind of, by that point, it was like the cherry on top of like, well, fuck, you've lost me, but...
yeah.
Now I'm...
God, it had quite a few issues now that I think about it, considering it wasn't, it took so long to get going, it didn't explain anything about characters, it didn't earn any fucking emotional beats.
There's an air of anger in the room,
man. There is.
It's not the spirit of the season.
It isn't.
John, what have you fucking done to us?
I'm about to fucking get revenge myself.
You're going to turn up on Christmas Day and headbutt someone.
I won't speak either. He also got shot.
What'd you do that for?
He also got shot through the throat.
Yeah, I know.
Which... there's a lot
have some problems.
There's a lot of fucking important shit in there.
Didn't impact any of his cardio work later on, obviously.
He can still breathe, fucking like a guy climbing Mount Everest. His lung capacity was through the roof.
The V2O max is still pretty high. And none of it's escaping.
It's a pretty complex area around here, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's going to introduce a few complexities to your day-to-day existence.
Isn't there 2 veins here that if you nick them, you die?
Something close to that. The player must have just been such a marksman that he was able to split the 2 without hitting.
And miss the spine.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's like Wanted. He's curved the bullet.
Yeah, it's gone through, but he's moved it with his mind afterwards. And it looked like the doctors aren't fucking pussyfooting around when they're getting it out.
And they've done a pretty good job to fucking operate without speaking to each other either. Like...
Not there! It's like that Gary Larson cartoon, but the fucking doctors, they're doing surgery on a guy. There's a fucking piece of him flying through the air, and the fucking caption is, "Keep an eye on that. We might need it later."
They're communicating that in sign language.
All right, is that everything?
Yeah, I think that's. We've given it a fair old
Merry Christmas to everyone. Fuck. Not the best way not the best thing to fucking get in your stocking.
I think we should have led off with this and built up to Tolko and Santa Claus doing the games. We've really fucked that up.
Oh, it's a fucking lump of coal. This is the podcasting equivalent of a coal lump. Shit. Oh, that was Silent Night. You know what? There's a couple of different Silent Nights. Just remember, it's the 2023 one.
Yep.
Not the one from 2012 with Malcolm McDowell.
Which I also didn't like.
Which he fucking hated. Jesus Christ. Avoid the Silent Night. Avoid anything called Silent Night.
Unless it's got Deadly Night after it. Don't even look at it.
I know. By the way, just another sort of thing to make sure you follow up on Joel Kinnaman's career. He's got another one coming out where he's deaf.
So he's working his way through the senses that he's not going to be able to use it. Only 3 more movies to go after that one.
Can't wait for his revenge thriller where he's blind, Jared.
It's going to happen. Just you wait.
Oh, dear. Okay, that was Silent Night
Blind
2023. Yeah, he's perfect for it. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify and Podomatic and wherever else you get your podcasts. Send us an email, thrillme@ionet.net.au. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com and Instagram at Thrill Me Podcast AU. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year. Keep an eye on the Facebook page for what we have in store for the New Year episode. But until then, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you all later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at ionet.net.au.